This video is on question 32 from the 2013 IMAT paper. In this question we're asked which one of the following is found below the diaphragm in a human, and we're given the choices of heart, pulmonary vein, liver, pulmonary artery and alveoli. So below I've got a rough diagram of a human showing their internal organs, and first things first we should show on here where the diaphragm is. So where here is the diaphragm? So we couldn't actually see the diaphragm in the diagram before, but this is the diaphragm here in red, and it's just at the base of the two lungs. The diaphragm is a dome-shaped sheet of muscle. So now let's go through this more complete diagram, labelling where each of these things are on this diagram to see if they're above or below the diaphragm. So firstly we have the heart here, in the middle of the chest, slightly over to the left-hand side, and remember that this diagram is flipped so that the right-hand side is the left-hand side, similar to in diagrams of the heart. So we can clearly see that the heart is above the diaphragm here, so we know the heart is not our answer. Next we have the pulmonary vein. Now what is the pulmonary vein? The pulmonary vein is a vein which transfers oxygenated blood from the lungs to the heart. And so therefore, as it's going between the lungs and the heart, we can see that it'll clearly be above the diaphragm. Next we have the liver. Now which structure in this diagram do you think is the liver? So this structure here that I've coloured in blue is the liver. In reality the liver's more of a similar colour to what I've drawn the heart in here, sort of reddish brown. And we can see here that the liver does extend quite far below where the diaphragm goes. So the liver is below the diaphragm in a human. Now for completion I'll address the last 2 points. The pulmonary artery. So what's this? The pulmonary artery is the artery in the heart which carries blood from the right ventricle, so that will be shown on the left in diagrams of the heart. So from the right ventricle of the heart to the lungs for oxygenation. And so as this pulmonary artery is in the heart and goes to the lungs, this is above the diaphragm. And the alveoli are tiny air sacs which compose the lungs. And as we can see, the lungs are above the diaphragm. And so from our diagrams we can clearly see that it's the liver which is below the diaphragm, and therefore our answer is C.